Democracy. A system of government where power is vested in the people, who exercise it directly or through elected representatives, ensuring political equality and participation.
Republic. A form of government where the country is considered of public matter, with elected officials representing the citizenry and holding the power to govern.
Monarchy. A system of government where a single person, usually a king or queen, holds supreme authority and inherits the position through birthright. Constitutional monarchy. A monarchy where the powers of the monarch are limited by a constitution, often with an elected parliament representing the people. Absolute monarchy. A monarchy where the monarch has absolute power and authority over the government and the people, with no limitations or constraints. Oligarchy. A system of government where power is held by a small group of people, often from a privileged social class or elite. Aristocracy. A form of government where power is held by a privileged ruling class or nobility, often based on hereditary titles or wealth. Autocracy. A system of government where power is concentrated in the hands of a single individual who exercises absolute authority over the state and its people. Dictatorship. A form of government where power is held by a single individual or a small group, with little to no regard for the rule of law or the rights of citizens. Totalitarianism. A system of government where the state controls all aspects of public and private life, suppressing opposition and dissent through propaganda, censorship, and violence. Authoritarianism. A form of government characterized by strong central authority and limited political freedoms, often without the consent of the governed. Fascism. An authoritarian and nationalist system of government characterized by dictatorial power, extreme nationalism, and often racism and suppression of dissent. Communism. A political and economic ideology where the means of production are owned by the community as a whole, aiming for a classless society and equality of outcome. Socialism. An economic and political system where the means of production are owned or controlled by the state or community, aiming for greater equality and social welfare. Anarchy. A state of society without government or law, often characterized by chaos, disorder, and the absence of centralized authority. Theocracy. A system of government where religious leaders or institutions hold political power and govern in accordance with religious laws or principles. Plutocracy. A form of government where power is held by the wealthy or those with substantial financial influence, often resulting in policies that benefit the wealthy elite. Meritocracy. A system of government or society where power is based on individual talent, ability, and merit, rather than inherited wealth or social status. Technocracy. A system of government where decision-making is based on expertise, often in scientific or technical fields, with technocrats leading and implementing policies.
Confederation. Or regions that cooperate on certain matters while retaining their sovereignty and autonomy.
Kleptocracy. A system of government characterized by corruption and theft by those in power, where government officials use their positions for personal gain at the expense of the public. Timocracy. A form of government where political power is based on property ownership or military service, with those who meet certain criteria having greater influence or rights. Gerontocracy. A system of government where leadership is reserved for the elderly or senior members of society, based on age rather than merit or popular mandate. Stratocracy. A form of government where political power is held by the military or military institutions, with military leaders governing the state. Direct democracy. A system of government where citizens participate directly in decision-making processes, without the need for elected representatives. Parliamentary democracy. A form of government where the executive branch derives its legitimacy from and is accountable to the legislature, with the head of government usually being the leader of the majority party or coalition. Presidential democracy. A system of government where the executive branch is separate from the legislative branch, with a president serving as the head of state and government, elected by the people. Federalism. A system of government where power is divided between a central authority and constituent political units, such as states or provinces, each with their own sphere of jurisdiction.
Confederation. A loose association of independent states or regions that cooperate on certain matters while retaining their sovereignty and autonomy.
Tribalism. A system of government or social organization based on loyalty to a particular tribe or ethnic group, often involving kinship ties and traditional leadership structures.